Hey, everybody. I'm doing another sneaky little live stream for subscribers and beyond, and hopefully you can hear me. I'm doing it through YouTube this time around. We're in testing mode at the moment. Oh yeah, you can't hear it. Hold on. Can you hear it? Seriously, I don't know. I think you can. I wish somebody was on so you could tell me. Let me see. So far, doing great. Yep. Okay, I think you can hear me, or else this is going to be the dumbest live stream. You can hear me. Thank you. Okay, so I was actually just finishing up some testing in this little area, which is the studio of the house. And I was testing the Rituel de Fille concealer. I've been testing this actually for a while now. And as I was going through the scorecard, which is, you guys probably know this at this point, that's like how I do everything. So I was like, I might as well just bring people into the testing, try some new things out, give you some updates, and that's it. And again, this is kind of secretive because I'm still figuring this out and it's kind of nerve-wracking. So I'm thinking of doing this on days like Wednesday or Thursday, maybe doing it around noon, just kind of as like a lunch break, or I could do nighttime, but I feel like everybody winds down at around 5. So we'll figure it out as we go. But anyway, also I have crazy allergies right now, and just bear with me if I sound really stuffy. But I have the RDF concealer. This is in shade Spell 121. And hi, hey Julie, what's up? I have been testing this, like I said, for a few weeks. So I'm going to take off what I have on right now. Links to all of the products, because I was organized this time around, I think. They're going to be in the description, so you can check those out. Feel free to ask me questions as I go through it. I like the interactive side of this. But I'm going to take jojoba oil, take off the Iris and Romeo concealer that I love. Still love it. You know what? Speaking of the Iris and Romeo concealer, right there, this is their Best Days Skin Concealer. And remember, or I don't know if you remember this, I don't know who's going to be watching, but it was separating like crazy before. It's not separating as much. They might have fixed their emulsification process, which is kind of exciting, because that's a great concealer that doesn't crease as much for me. I don't know if you've tried it. Ignore my really worn out face towel. I wash these in boiling hot water, but I don't know why my camera's not focusing. It's being a meanie. Anyway, looks like crap, these towels, but I sanitize. And they're not exfoliating really hard because they're so worn out. They're kind of amazing. Anyway, so RDF concealer, I am going to pull up, I have my scorecard here. I was going through the application process. How do you apply it? I try everything. I try brushes. On concealers, I don't usually try sponges. I feel like it lifts too much of the product up. But this one is a very dense concealer, not thick or tacky. If you've tried it, let us know what you think about it. But it's creamy, it's rich. They have the carotenoids in here. I might be mispronouncing that, but that's one of the kind of claims. RDF, Rituel de Fille, which I'm going to call RDF, has that as their kind of claim to fame. They're really leaning in on ingredient innovation and stuff like that, which I appreciate. So this is a little bit goes a long way kind of a situation. It almost excuse me, reminds me of the House Labs concealer a little bit. Yep. Oh my gosh, jinx. So the House Labs has that tack to it, you know what I mean? It's still creamy. I have absolutely tried the House Labs and the Tower 28. So I have reviews for both of those on the YouTube channel, or you can just go and search the styleshaker.com. By the way, I'm trying a new search functionality because my last one really did not do much for me. So you can search more quickly if you want to give it a try. So this, I'm finding this just to press in to be better. I also have the Ficlo concealer brush right here. This is one of my favorites too. It really makes things work kind of nicely, kind of before I press in. You know, it's a little much, but you kind of just go like this. It has an angled area, so there's almost like a, I don't know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It's angled, so it can get into corners. And I don't want to put too much pressure on the brush and then I press it in with my finger afterwards. And that seems to work pretty well. I think that this shade is a little too light for me. I could have gone down a shade, but then it skewed a little bit of a, I saw more of a yellow undertone. So at this point in the test, I'm thinking that brush slash finger is going to be the way to apply it. I'm going to just build up a tiny bit from there. Let's see. Yeah, it's like grabbing on. Not a bad thing. Not the worst thing in the world, right? And it blends into the skin for being kind of a thicker option. It's blending into the skin. What's funny is I'm going to take this and use this. Oh, sorry. I forgot to turn my phone off. Use this as some notes for the scorecard. So you will see this. Yes, I have tried. The List Concealer did not make it into a scorecard because something in that irritated my eyes like crazy. I have no idea, or LYS. I have no idea why. That was one of the questions that just came through. You guys can see it in the chat. The Honest Concealer, I feel, doesn't get a lot of love, and I really liked it. I really liked it. I think I have a full review of that also. Um, if you ever want to know if I've tried something, the more current reviews will be up on the website because I've gone through and updated all of them and I'm still updating them. So, yeah, if you ever if you see an old review over here, I know subscribers probably know that, but if you're new, then it's going to be confusing because they change, the reviews change. So there's going to be a lot more 2024, 2025 updates back on the website. So I feel like this is giving good coverage. It's not shiny at all. I don't automatically, and again, I'm going to put it to another couple of weeks of testing. I don't feel like I would want to bring this elsewhere on the face. I think I could see a little bit more texture if I did that. But right now it's okay. This is also supposed to be, it's claimed to be a self-setting concealer. There's a lot of that going on right now. I forget which one I just tested, but that one was not self-setting. I mean, it's a tough claim with concealers. They're going to crease 9 times out of 10, in my experience, and possibly yours. They're going to crease. So that's one eye with the RDF. I'm going to put the Iris and Romeo on the other side and see how this goes. This is much, how do I say this? It's like slicker, more slip to it. It's not grabbing. It's the kind that might slide a little bit more, but not in the way that it's going to shift. Does that make sense? So I just use a little bit of the brush to get it into the corners, and then I'll pat it in with my fingers. And this needs to focus. I don't know why it's not focusing. Maybe it's the Wi-Fi. But that one's just like no muss, no fuss. I really would love for my camera to focus right now. That would be so great. Thank you. All right. I probably could do a little bit more of the Iris and Romeo, to be honest. She needs it. The allergies are crazy here. Crazy. I was talking to somebody recently about how bad they've gotten in Franklin, Tennessee, where I live, which is such a cute little area. It's a little bubble. And then, of course, I was talking about how I had no allergies when I was in California. And now California is going through what California is going through, which is so devastating. But so there's no winning. There's just Claritin. That's what we're going to do. So, yeah. That's the RDF concealer. I feel pretty good about it. I'm going to go into something else right now and see how this works under the eye. We'll see how it goes. But I just recently updated. Where is it? Here it is. So I just updated the Saie foundation. I actually don't think I included that link, so I'll add the link so you can check out the scorecard. But you can always search that back on the Style Shaker if you want to check it out. You don't have to, but I really panned this the first time around. I don't know if you've tried it, but if you have, let me know your experience below. And for me, it was the finish right after I had applied it. I tried it with a sponge. I tried it with different brushes. And then the other day, I was applying the Eau de Cité mineral drops because I just needed something quick and easy and hydrating because it's super cold here. The heat is on, that kind of stuff. So I did this little test, one side versus the other, and I noticed because they're both kind of serum, or maybe I didn't test this against this. I think I tested Saie against the Rituel de Fille, actually. That's what I did. I updated that review as well back on the site, and it stayed pretty much the same, but the Saie one changed quite a bit. So I took this. I know I had Eau de Cité out, so I'm going to take off what I have right now. Again, just jojoba oil. And don't forget to let me know like when you would be able to watch, if you want to watch live streams, because I'll give you more of a heads up and keep at it. I promised myself that I would do more of these this year because I like them. Question about the Jane Iredale Glow Time CC cream. Oh man, it's been a while since I've used that. Acne prone sensitive skin. Good question. I haven't used that. I remember the Jane Iredale. What was it? Was it the Glow Time? No, Glow Time has a little bit more coverage, right? I used the BB cream, I think. I don't remember liking that one. You know what I did like from them? If it's helpful and other people can chime in comments now or later, possibly to help you, because this community like knows their stuff. This is the Eau de Cité in medium, fair, not it. Medium, yes, much, much better. So this is a hydrating base. Probably wouldn't always use this as a base for other foundation because it's fine on its own, but I'll just show you. I might use the Saie Sun Visor or something like that instead of this to prep before I put on the Saie foundation. Back to Jane Iredale. Sorry, I left you hanging. My mom does that all the time. She'll be like, yeah, you just need to do this one thing with the pasta. What's the thing, Mom? She does it all the time. I love her. Anyway, that's going to be the mineral foundation. I find it to be a little overpriced for what it is, but it gives very strong coverage, very lightweight. It might not be as hydrating for you as, say, the CC cream, but I've liked their minerals, that foundation that has like the little spheres in it, and then you can just use a kabuki brush, apply it. I keep wanting to repurchase that, honestly, to retest it, but I look at the price and I'm like, ooh, they're pricey, so you got to get it on a sale. I think Derm Store has a lot of sales for Jane Iredale. So we're taking the Saie foundation here in 8. If anybody else has any other recommendations for Jane Iredale CC cream, what about the Juice Beauty one? It's a little heavy. I don't know if you've tried the Juice Beauty one. Any links, by the way, I'll go back. Actually, I should be writing these down, man, because I might have promo codes. So I'm just gonna, not sorry, but you know, CC cream, Jane Minerals Foundation. Sometimes I can get you guys a code, and I'm all about those codes. So you shake this one up. Tower 28 BB cream. Oh, that's the Sunny Days one, right, Julie? Is that the Sunny Days? I think so. Yes, they're known. Great call. They're known for acne or sensitive skin, eczema, like you were saying. I'm taking a tiny bit of this foundation, and I'm actually going to put it on the back of my hand. It's oxidized a little bit. I've had it. I probably shouldn't be using it. It's not that old. Anyway, do as I say, not as I do. So here's the thing. I was using the wider BK Beauty 101 brush. I told you I used the sponges. Honestly, if you'd have told me this 8 years ago, yes, sunny days. Thank you, Julie. If you'd have told me 8 years ago that brushes, and I remember in college, a lot of my roommates always had extensive quantities of brushes, and I looked at them like they were crazy. I was wrong because the right brush really changes the application of something, that and how you prep your skin, of course. So I was using the larger kabuki brush. Then I just bought the smaller version of that brush from BK Beauty. This is the 109. And I thought, okay, it's the same kind of brush. Is it going to do anything different? Probably not. I'm going to add a little bit more here so you can see the opacity a little bit better. But I'm just pressing. Press, 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 press. And then this was crazy. So I'm just going in small spots across the face. I also was reading during this update, I was reading about their sustainability efforts. And I feel like Saie has really, the more I dive into, I'm doing these Style Shaker impact scans for every scorecard now, trying to figure out all this information on sourcing. And they're really on top of it. I know they have been for a long time, but I genuinely appreciate having that information on the product page. I don't know if that's helpful for you. Some people are going to care about that more than others. But here's what we're looking at here. We have the Eau de Cité underneath. That's giving a lot of the shine you're seeing right now. Saie on its own is not going to give you that much of a shine. But what I found was it's not sitting on top of the skin. And before, it really, really, I don't even know if it was polka dot pores, right? I feel like it was just not going into the skin well. And I think it's a combination at this point of the brush, and I guess the prep hasn't changed that much. But you can see the lighting is kind of confusing, but you can see like the evening out, the blurring on its own without a very shiny base. This is giving a glow because most Saie products will give you a glow, but it is a more subtle glow, I found, compared to the Rituel de Fille foundation. If you want to see a comparison, I'm thinking of doing a battle for a video using those two. But yeah, so I just wanted to update this because whenever I run into something and I'm like, oh God, I panned that, I really need to share the update there. And sometimes I do get that question, a year later. I actually recently got that about the Rituel de Fille, yeah, I'll just say RDF. It's just easier. Foundation as well. So I was updating that one. Plus, it's just good to have these updated. I'm not seeing a ton of foundation launches right now, which I'm not mad at. I'm like, give us a pause. I'm just seeing the majority of the same stuff kind of bubbling up and down in trends. And I know that people are saying now that Dewey's going to go out. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, so the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue is the only thing that doesn't break you out. What's funny about that is, and this is like the perfect explanation. Thank you for sharing that, by the way. What works for one may not work for another. The Complexion Rescue, I remember I was working at Pop Sugar when I was in San Francisco, and there was this amazing human that worked there. I loved her. And her skin was just like gorgeous, natural, glowy, stunning, no makeup, gorgeous. And I was like, what are you using on your skin? And she said, the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue. I'm just typing these things down to see if I have codes for later. Tried it. I was also trying a lot of different hair products at the time. That is how I found out that my skin isn't a fan of dimethicone, because I started getting breakouts. But I love that you said that, because you were saying that it's one of the only things that work for you in comments. To each their own. I think it's a beautiful product. I haven't checked it in at least a decade. So, do your due diligence there. But It's just kind of funny how one thing works for one person and doesn't for another. I love that I'm stating the obvious today. I blame the allergies. So this is a new product that I received. This is from Swede. I have my review of the Cloud Mascara. I'm going to talk about that eventually. But the Swede Miracle Powder. So I have this, a lot of plastic, not loving that. But this is in shade medium light, 02. It's a little dark for me, as you can kind of probably tell. However, um, it's giving me kind of like, I have fair skin with pink undertones. This really is giving me a bit of a tan-ish. It's giving my skin some life, it's not super pale. It's giving the skin a little bit of life during these winter months without using a lot of bronzer. And if you've been here before, I love a bronzer. So I've been using the Jones Road Yellow tinted powder quite a bit. I've been loving it. But this is a nice switch up. This is the 104 brush from BK Beauty. Yes, I went a little nuts on BK Beauty over the course of a few months. And this powder, this is all kind of second impressions, we'll say. I just started trying it out. I would say this is really lighter coverage. It's not like a foundation powder. It's not meant to be. And gives a little bit of muting of shine, if you can tell. The light is a little bit misleading because it's hitting here. So my skin looks a little bit more glowy than it actually is. But sorry for the sniffles. Come on, Claritin, do your thing, girl. So yeah, this also blurs is what I wanted to say. We're getting there. And I'm kind of liking it. Is it as blurring as possibly the RMS Unpowder, which I think is one of the better blurring powders out there? I don't think so. But it does mute the shine, gives a little added coverage. And one of the things that has been on heavy rotation in the past couple of days, take that with a grain of salt for me because you guys know I test all these products like weekly. But this little sucker with the Odacite mineral drops. This is a happy couple. They are happy together and they are happy on my skin. I really like these two right now. And yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about there. But the Sweet I think is really interesting too. So we'll give it a shot. I want to check the RDF concealer just to see if it needs. Yeah, it's creasing. It's not instantly creasing. So I don't think it's going to follow through on the self-creasing claim for me. This is literally what I go through in front of my mirror. So you're getting a glimpse into me talking to myself about products. Now we can do it together. Yay. I don't know if that's interesting at all to you, but I got the RMS powder in one hand. I have the puff in the other. Interestingly, I just washed this, but it looks like I didn't. I mean, I've used it since I washed it, or else we're looking at an issue with washing. Oh, that's great. Takes well to powder. Which for a heavier product is kind of interesting, right? Like not a lot of creamy concealers take that well to powder on top. Sometimes it creates more of a texture. Okay. I kind of like it. Yeah. Another thing that I wanted to mention was the RDF packaging. So I kind of panned that company for their foundation packaging, black plastic, whatever. I recently discovered that they're doing some things. They're using post-consumer recycled materials. I updated the post. I'm not going to go into details here, but I did update that. It's just really hard to find that information on their website. You're probably going to hear me saying that a lot in a lot of other reviews down the road. But that's new. And then I'm going to just put on some lip to finish this one off. This is new. And I did not expect to like it. But this is from Ravi Beauty. This is, I always forget her name. She's so nice. And she's a YouTuber. And as a YouTube person, I should know her name, but I can't remember her name. So anyway, Ravi Beauty. And this is the lip, what is it called? The Effortless Lip, whatever. It's a lip balm. It reminds me so much of the Jones Road lip tint. It's a lip tint, not a lip balm. Hello. I have this in the shade Peony, and the Jones Road lip tint and Just Pinky, again, all linked below in the description if you need it. But that I think is $26. I don't know why I remember that. I like Just Pinky, but the range of colors for that line are kind of one note, or they were. I think they've expanded since then. And this is just such a good, subtle, everyday lip tint. It adheres. It almost feels like a nice balm. Lip tints, balms, whatever. But it gives a pop of color. It's very, very, like, is she wearing something? Definitely, but it's not a lot. So I highly recommend that. I'm really a fan of it. And I think it's 22. Let's see how much is in it, though. Man, I love doing this. This is like one of my favorite pastimes, which is pretty depressing. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. I'm not mad at it. Seems about average. Ooh, I wish I had the Jones Road for comparison. Oh, I do. Yes. One of these days, I'm just going to be like, ask me to find a product and I'll wear it for you. Give you a swatch. I feel like that would be helpful. I don't know. All right. So this is the Jones Road. I think this is the Just Pinky. Yeah, this is one of my favorite Jones Roads. Well, I've had it for a little bit. Seems like less. I can check the ounces in there for you. Also seems like less packaging on the Robbie Beauty, which I'm a fan of. More packaging on the Jones Road. There you go. And then I will just use a lip liner. I really, really, really actually like this from Jones Road as well. This is mauve, and I really don't line a lot of spots on my mouth here. I usually just go here. Sorry, I don't know if I'm covering it up. And then I kind of blend it in. It's real scientific. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Otherwise, I'm still testing new products. I've been reading my butt off lately. One book that I just started reading, it's a lot of nonfiction. So I've been strength training for a year. I'm reading this book called Roar by Stacy Sims. I'm just going to do a little bit more lip stuff. And if you are starting to train, it's really helpful because you don't really learn a lot from a step-by-step perspective on how to fuel your body. It's not about losing weight, it's about fueling to be stronger. So I found that to be really helpful. And now I'm starting this consistency challenge with myself to do 30 days of yoga again, because if you're lifting, you're getting a little tense and tight, So that's going to be, I'll probably do a piece on the website about that. Mindy, thank you. Oh, it's so nice to see familiar faces over here. I love it. I love you guys. Yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you for the lip compliment. I really like this stuff. The other thing, hair test. Oh, well, I moved my mouth. No, kind of sticks. First one didn't, though. Maybe you just don't need to put as much on. Doesn't feel heavy, is what I'm getting at. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The other random thing that I started doing this week as well, now that I'm kind of like in the swing of talking, is remember the Tower 28 one-liner? I felt like that was a genius move. I feel like they nailed it. And every pencil is a multitasker, but they marketed it that way, which I kind of love. So I did apply this directly to my mouth, so I wouldn't normally do this. You just kind of got to spray a little bit, clean it. But I will take some of this and just use it as eyeshadow. I get that that's not life-changing and brand new, but just a reminder, like if you're in a rush, it's kind of great. It's really, really easy. And that's it. That is the get ready with me / being in my test kitchen, which is not a kitchen. It's just a room. But I'm thinking of doing these noontime, I think. But let me know. And I did this on YouTube today, so you should be able to see all the comments. Right now, I have it set so subscribers are the only ones who can comment and ask questions. Might change that. I just did that today. But yeah, leave any questions you have, or if you want to see these, 5 p.m. seems to be the recommendation from YouTube, but I don't know. I mean, do you guys really want to watch a live at 5 p.m.? Let me know. I do this with you, for you. So I would love your opinions there. And again, links to everything, almost everything that I mentioned will be below. That's it. It was great to see you guys. I will see you very soon. I have I'm going to, by the way, Canopy versus Jolie water filter, shower head filter. It's coming up. Very excited about that. But yeah, have a great day. Thanks for being here, and I'll be in touch soon with when the next live will be, and I'll give you a heads up next time, I promise. Bye.